Welcome to Fresh Dialect today. We have a great conversation for you, but before we jump in, I want my conversationalists to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Vasti,
Julie,
Nicole,
and Corrine.
And I'm DJ. So I think that our first topic is very instrumental and it's worth a conversation. So 8 years after we elected our first African American president, some would say that was a nominal feat, that they would never see that in their lifetime. We now have an opportunity to possibly elect the first female president. So coming from a place in time where women did not have the right to vote, we were told to stay home, raise our children. I am curious on what this means to you guys and other little girls across the country. What does this say to them that they could possibly be the first and primary role in America?
Well, I think not just Hillary running for president made them feel like they could be powerful, because we have Beyonce, who lets you feel like you can run the world anyway.
That's right.
So we have to also teach our young women that women are not meant to be leaders. Sometimes we take roles as being leaders, but the man is always a
Now,
leader.
Nicole, you said a lot. First,
Yes.
you compared the president to Beyonce.
Yes.
Like that's equivalent. And then
Yes.
you said women are not meant to be leaders.
Yes.
Anybody else got something to say about that?
I wildly disagree with you.
Okay, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
I think women, as well as men, are gifted and equipped for different manners, and some people are gifted and equipped to be leaders, whether that is in the family, whether that is in the church, whether that is in the political sphere, or as teachers, or as principals, or however leadership qualities goes. But men and women
Alike could be.
Alike.
I'm not saying that you can't be, because
clearly
anybody
people
can be
are.
what they want to be.
Clearly women
We
are.
can make ourselves up to look like a woman and be a man, and a man and be a woman. But what I'm saying is that a man should take that role as leadership.
I think it depends on what you define as leadership, right? And I kind of go with Julie on the standpoint that when women were in villages and running households, they were leaders. I think leadership is a set of qualities that you can't necessarily teach. It's just within you. So I'm curious on why you say women can't be leaders, and what's the definition of a leader?
Well, to me, even though women take roles in the home, that's what we do. We nurture the home, so we're taking care of that place that we're in. But as far as like working and leading the house, I think the man has to be the head.
So are you carrying that over to leading the country then, I assume?
I'm carrying that over to leading the country as well.
All right.
So given that it was August 18th, 1920, when women got the right to vote, that's not, like, when you think about it, that wasn't that long ago, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
it's 1920s, like, none of us were born, and I probably don't know anyone that was born in that era, but, in that year. But I was saying, like, I feel that I'm kind of borderline in the middle, because we were given the right to vote, women got empowered, they were out there, you know, we have women aldermen, we have women, you know, city officials, we have women senators, you know, we have a lot of women that are in that power. And then we have also the women that have the alpha male personality, which I can say that I have a little bit of that. And I can say that I know when I can take charge of something, especially something not being done correctly.
Right.
But can I run the country?
Right. Right.
Can you run your household?
Yes.
I can run my household, but the country.
Right.
ISIS.
So why is that? Why is that a
that
gender
is-
thing?
We're afraid of
Because
bombs.
someone has a penis, they're gonna lead better than because
No,
you're
you're
I didn't say they
You're
were better.
better.
I just said what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I want to hear from you. What do you have to say?
I don't think Nicole is saying that a woman can't lead. I think what she's saying is that they shouldn't lead.
Yes.
Now, for me personally, I don't care if you're a man, woman, it doesn't matter. If you're a leader, you're a leader. If you are destined to do something with your life, you feel a calling, like Hillary, to run the country, then you go ahead. As far as like how do I feel about a woman running this country, for me, I don't care. As long as you have character, you're loyal, you're faithful, you have, you know, you're true to your word. I don't care who you are. I personally, I don't side with Hillary, but I don't care. Like, it doesn't, her being a woman running for president or about to be president, if she wins, which I think she will, it doesn't make me feel
More woman.
more like
Yeah.
What about the little
empowered
girls
because
though,
she's a
right? So
woman.
for
I
us,
think-
we have a mindset.
No.
We are, you know, some of us might argue middle age.
Is she done with
You know, or
menopause?
not.
I just want to ask that question.
I'm
Is
sorry.
menopause, is she done with menopause?
Yeah, she's
Because
almost
I don't know
70
those
now.
things where
She's
you-
almost 70.
Is she?
Guys, Hillary is like 68 years old.
Oh, is she?
Y'all, she is
Well,
not
I
a
mean-
spring
Oh, she's
chicken.
really
She
crafty.
is beyond vintage.
She goes beyond that.
I mean, the woman is almost
Oh.
70. She's a grandma.
Oh.
And I know grandmas don't have to be
fine.
70.
You win.
I'm
You
just
win. You
saying.
win.
Y'all don't know who's running for president.
I agree, but
I think it
what
does
do you think
empower-
about when the
it
kids,
just-
the girls that are coming up?
Even my age bracket and down, I think it does empower us. It's something that I know I wanted to be president when I was a little
Did
kid.
you?
I did.
Wow.
I know, so sad.
Okay.
But I repent of that. I know,
Right,
see where
right,
politics.
right.
But I was like, this couldn't ever happen. And to see that that is true now, that it is a possibility that girls my age, because we were having these conversations,
Right.
can women be in that role? Can they run for that?
Sure.
The answer is now yes.
Yeah.
Whether
Do
she
you
wins
consider
or
yourself a
not.
millennial?
Yes.
Okay. That's a
Mm.
different, yeah.
But,
Yeah,
but I
it's a
would like to
different
say,
thought
I,
pattern.
I
Different
was
thought
with
pattern.
my grandmother the day on the Thursday that she did her speech, officially took the crown, right? And she was equally as excited as I was. She was like, we have a woman
Wow.
who could potentially be the president. And at 87, that was something she was celebrating.
Sure.
And as we had the little grandkids around, running around too, that were 5 and 7, and they too were like, a woman could be president.
I absolutely
Okay.
agree.
I'm sorry, go.
No, I was gonna say, I absolutely agree that we as women should celebrate it because the African American community celebrated when Obama won. And I remember at Millennium Park seeing not just African Americans, but just different races and ethnicities just excited to have a minority in office. So now, being that women, we are the minority in a lot of, we get paid less. We are treated different in the workplace, whether we want to agree with it or not. Being that, it is something to celebrate. And it is something to tell our little girls, you can be anything you want to be, but not president of
But
my
you know
world.
what? But if Hillary can change those things that you're talking about, then I can understand women feeling empowered. But honestly, like it wasn't just now this year that a woman was able to potentially run for president.
Sure.
This happened when we had the right to vote.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I think back then it would have been more significant if we lived in that time
Absolutely.
Sure.
when a woman was running for president. But today, I mean,
So it's
it's
the first
for me,
woman to
it's
get a
not that-
nomination.
Can I ask you
not
guys,
that
conversely, do
significant
you
for me.
think,
I don't really
conversely,
care.
do you think that this now can add additional pressure to women that they have to perform like a man and still be a lady
I don't think so.
at all?
Well, no, I don't
Perform like
because
a man, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think you try to
You
do both.
You try to do both, right? And so there, and okay, y'all.
Depending
Maybe
on,
you guys
depending
may,
on
you
what
might, you might
field
tear
you're
it down.
in, depending on what
Yeah, it
field you're
depends.
in.
Yes, that is true.
If it's a traditionally male field, then yes, I think you still are running that.
I think
Tension.
regardless of the field, regardless of what you choose, my question is, do women feel like they have to? At one point, all we had to do was cook, clean, birth babies, swing from chandeliers at night. That was the best. That's
I
what we
still
had
swing
to
from
do.
chandeliers.
I appreciate that. But now, often, we have to be out the house 60 hours a week.
Yes.
We have to tuck in our emotions on our job. We have to be nurturers when we come home. We have to still do all those things. Do you think that there is a, an equilibrium that's being broken?
No.
No.
No. But here's another question to think about. What does it mean to perform as a man?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Does it mean that I have to have big muscles and I have to be burly and go chop up wood?
You have to be hard.
Yeah,
You have to go
you know,
hard. You
like,
have to go hard.
What does that
You
mean?
have to
Think
go
about
hard.
Yeah,
that.
you have to go hard. You have to have a more aggression when you take that male role because it's like you're taking those orders, you're giving those orders, and
Yes.
men are like they go hard. So you have to go harder than
Not
them.
all men.
Most
Not all men.
well, jellybacks. We're talking about jelly bags. We're
bags.
talking about, you know,
Wait, what's a jelly bag?
it's a weak man.
A weak man.
I can't have a with some backbone
yes.
to it. You know what I'm talking about?
But
So,
I agree with that.
Yes.
You have to have, like, you have to go hard because
Yes.
Hillary, when Chelsea introduced her, you noticed, and the media said it, she wouldn't make eye contact with her because what was going to happen?
She would
She would
cry.
have bawled like a
She
baby,
would've cried.
and therefore all the men
Yes.
and women that are in our military would have been like, we don't want no
Yes.
weak woman.
Exactly.
She's crying because she's gonna
But
get the
meanwhile,
crown.
that's why we're all in the situations that we are, because we have such pent up emotions.
yes.
So let me ask you guys another question. Is there anything that you feel is reserved only for a man, traditionally, that you would not encourage your daughter to do?
I don't encourage my daughter to play basketball. My youngest daughter wanted to play basketball.
And you said no to
I said
basketball?
No. No.
Oh, that is
I don't like that.
heartbreaking, because I was a
I
hooper.
raise princesses, and I just they have to have a certain demeanor around me.
Oh wow!
And I teach them to cook, to clean,
to be bougie.
to be submissive.
I mean,
To be
You
trophy
can't-
wife.
yes,
To be
yes,
trophy
yes,
wife.
yes. Look, I have a
I would be with you if you said football, because that's a little too much contact. But
Yeah,
basketball?
no.
Wow.
No.
How about
Even
You,
my nephew.
you literally say you
Yes.
raised them to be princesses?
Yes.
And-
Yes.
How does that work out? Have you ever had a not so princess girl?
queens?
What happened?
Have I ever?
Like
No.
Nicole, if I was your daughter, my spirit would have been broken. And I'm being
And it
honest,
probably
because I
is.
was a tomboy.
Yes, but I let her play volleyball. That was good.
because that's
And
what
I
I
encouraged
heard.
her, and I told her, and my
Kareem,
oldest daughter
Kareem's
ran
over there
track.
dying over there.
Come on.
Come on, Kareem, help us.
What?
What?
What is wrong with you?
No, because I have to raise a lineage of women that have been taught. Because the Bible says older women are to teach the younger women,
Yes,
and
they
the older
are.
men are to teach the younger women. And if we lose a generation of women being women, we've lost a generation.
I think you could be a woman, a strong woman
A basketball playing woman.
that plays basketball and
Who's
runs
also
for
gentle.
office.
Look at she about to
Yeah.
lose her mind.
But you know what? In her defense, like I wouldn't go that far to tell
Okay.
my daughter that.
Okay.
But I think that if my daughter wanted to join like the Marines, I think I would have to discourage her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I know Marines, and
Yeah.
they are different people,
Yes.
and they program them differently.
Yes.
But they're
And
not gonna put your daughter out on the front line. I just don't think.
well,
you
no,
know.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
won't.
Like,
She could be
but,
the
they
best.
won't.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
wouldn't even want her going through the training,
Yeah.
the psychological training,
Breaking,
or
yeah.
even the
Breaking
breaking of the
down.
physical
Yeah.
of what it entails. Like, I just went to a graduation of my best friends in the Air Force, and like knowing that they call her little sister kept saying, "But you're a woman. Why did they call you airman? Why are you an airman?" And it was all like mind-boggling for us, you know. So I get what you're saying.
I mean, but how's that any different than why are we called woman, right? We all.
Woman.
I mean,
we came from a
we
man.
did,
Right,
right? And
right.
so in that way, why wouldn't you? I mean, what would you say to that?
But in the defense of that, I grew up with older brothers, so I played softball, I played baseball. Now you can play it, but you're not going to be on the team.
Whoa!
Yeah, you play it, but
There
you're
is
not
so
on
We
much
don't
to
have
do.
enough time.
We
We
don't
don't
have
have
enough
enough
time
time
for
for
this.
this.
Yeah.
We don't.
We don't.
Because Nicole, here's the thing. So I
Wow.
don't think people that know me today in my life,
Uh-huh.
you know, where I am and a
Right.
mother of 4 kids and all the rest of it,
Uh-huh.
many of them don't know that I was as much of a tomboy as I was.
Yes.
Right? I cooked,
Because you're
I cleaned,
feminine,
all
as
of these
well
things.
as being-
But I'm telling you what, I was mean on them streets with the basketball.
Yeah. Okay.
But and it
Were you
taught
on
me
the
a lot.
team?
Absolutely.
Oh.
From 5th grade through senior year, and was asked to play in college, but you know I had other things to do.
Yeah.
She's feminine.
You're feminine.
Yes.
She's a
I
princess.
could be a
And
princess.
being a female athlete,
Right.
they're taught grit, and it teaches them, you know,
And leadership.
This-
That's why I did
Leadership.
volleyball. That's why I did volleyball.
let her play basketball.
On the video game, she can play it on the video game.
So Julie, you were holding your face. We got a couple more seconds. Tell me what you think about this topic.
I think we have to empower the teens, the little ones my age bracket, our elderly grandmothers, that they can be, they want to be
Ooh,
feminine
acceptance.
and strong,
That's another
and
one we got to get into.
leadership.
Full acceptance on all things and everything.
and empower
Yes,
our
yes.
men to be men, if that is leading or not.
I agree. All right.
Okay.
Well,
This was
and-
really
you have fun?
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. As always, thank you guys for the amazing conversation. We would love